Morning! We just parked up down the bottom of Hardknott Pass at Jubilee Bridge, where today we're going to do a round of Harter Fell, including a few Birks, finishing on Peat Crag. We'll drop back down onto the pass and then have a walk through the Roman fort. Just me, Tracy Eskdale in the wild.
Hi.
And our lad, the rock star. It's a beautiful morning, summer's finally arrived, so drop down the road and cross Jubilee Bridge, where you'll find a couple of gates and then this beautiful traverse path taking us round to Harter Fell. That's Hardknott Fell behind me. Behind us now we've got Slightside and Scafell in the Crag, Scafell Pike in the Crag. In fact, all the big hills at the moment in the Crag, Bowfell's about there. There'll be a few early morning walkers disappointed as the forecast's 100% clarity, but I'm sure it'll clear later. This traverse path starts veering left as you start getting to the top of it, and then it'll head in the direction of Harter Fell, which is probably somewhere over there. Can't really see much for head-height bracken at the moment, but straight ahead of me over the other side of the gill we've got Keppel Crag, and further beyond that Green Crag. There's our first view of Harter Fell over my left shoulder. More bracken to come on the flanks of Harter Fell, but it actually makes it easier, makes the footpath more visible. And Harter Fell straight in front of us. To our right we've got Keppel Crag, Crook and Green Crag. A little higher up here the path splits off. We could either go that way below Harter Fell to the summit, or we can go this way where Tracy's heading. We're going to do this one. It's a little bit steeper but more direct. Follow the cairns. It is a legitimate route, I promise you. We're not too far from the summit of Harter Fell now. In the far distance we've got the beautiful nuclear village of Sellafield and the Irish Sea beyond that. It's a little bit hazy today. To our far right we've got the Dunnerdale Fells. The little prominent hill is Stickle Pike. It's a cracking little outlying Wainwright fell round. Beyond that you can see the estuary, and beyond that you'd be able to see on a clearer day Blackpool Tower. We're almost at the summit now of Harter Fell. Incidentally, it's my favourite of the smaller mountains. It's actually just over 600 metres, but it gives the impression of a big mountain. You could be 1500 metres up here. You know, when you see the summit, it's a proper mountain top. I just love this little hill. Harter Fell summit, 654 metres. The true summit is this big rock tor in front of me, and the trig point is just over here to the left of me. We'll go and visit the trig point first. So there's the trig point, and what a view across the high fells. We got Scafell and Slightside, Scafell Pike. In the centre there we've got Bow Fell and the Crinkle Crags. This rock tor, like I said, is the true summit. We're just going to have a wander about and try and find the easiest way up it. The back here looks the easiest option. Tracy's going first. We've dumped the bags. Harter Fell's true summit, 654 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Birkett, a Hewitt, a Nuttall and a Madeline. We're going to head down the ridge now and cross a couple of smaller Birks summits, Demming Crag and Horsehow Crag, and then we'll eventually drop down off Peat Hill Crag onto the Hardknott Pass and then down to the Roman fort. So that's Demming Crag just down there below Tracy. That's where we're heading. So the path starts veering away from the main track, which is just in front of us there, down to Hardknott Pass. Starts veering off to the left in the direction of that crag. It's a little bit sketchy, but it's certainly there on the ground. Here we are, we're just approaching Demming Crag now. Demming Crag summit, 525 metres, and what a view you get from up here. Harter Fell now behind us and the big hills in front of us, and this little outcrop up on the top is the summit. It's a Birks. So from Demming Crag, just behind me there now, we're going to continue down the ridge and head for Horsehow Crag, which is just down there somewhere. So we zigzagged our way down Demming Crag, down this green chute here on the steeper ground into the wet ground below us here, where Tracy is. We're on the footpath and we're heading for Horsehow Crag. And it brings us straight to this gate down here, look. That's handy. There's a gate there, but it looks locked, but there's also a stile there. The gate doesn't look very doable, so we'll go for the stile. What a shite stile, Billy, here. We're going to the gate. Looks easier for Billy. That's a bit better. Well, Billy got over the gate. I think Tracy's going to attempt the stile. Perfectly executed. The footpath continues below the summit, so we're going to have to leave it, go off piste and bag the summit and then rejoin it from the other side. And here we have the summit of Horsehow Crag, 433 metres. It's a Birkit. You can head straight off the front of Horsehow Crag, drops you back down to the path. It's easy ground, and then we're going to drop down to Peat Hill Crag and Peat Hill Tarn, and then down to the Hardknott Pass. So right in front of us is Peat Hill Crag. It has a south top and a true summit. Neither summit of Peat Hill Crag is a Wainwright or a Birkit, both of them are singes. And just round the corner here of the south top, which is just there where Billy is, we should find the tarn. Here it is. It's beautiful, very unusual. It's got all these little islands. We'll drop down past the tarn to the right, and we'll get down onto the footpath which is just below us here, off this rough, horrible, tussocky ground that we're on, that we've had to cross. Only about 20 yards, but you know, from the tarn, but brings us down onto this path here. There you are. And just round this crag here, we should find a stile over this fence. Oh, there you are. Billy's there waiting for us. I had to lift Billy over. It's a bit of a high one and it doesn't have a lower plank.
Right.
Tracy's going to have a go now. So that one, if you had a big dog and you couldn't lift him, would probably be impossible, unless of course the dog could jump over it, but Billy didn't want to jump over it and he's usually good at jumping, so we had to wrestle him over there. We're almost back to the road now. There's Hardknott over the road straight in front of us. And there's the road, the Hardknott Pass. We'll drop down the road to the Roman fort and then back down to Jubilee Bridge. Here's them dodgy hairpin bends if you fancy your drive up here. Zigzagging the way down. When we reach this little lay-by, we're going to leave the road and head up to the Roman fort. So from the fort we're going to drop back down to the road and then back to Jubilee Bridge. It's not too far from the fort, probably half a mile at the most. So I'm going to wrap my video up now. The walk in total by the time we get to Jubilee Bridge will be about 5.5 miles. An absolute beautiful day. It's absolutely boiling hot now. So if you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe. So thank you from me.
Bye for me.
Essex girl in the wild. And our lad Billy, who is hiding somewhere. Billy, where are you? Come on, here he is. Heading from the large lay-by at the bottom of Hardknott Pass Jubilee Bridge, we set off up the traverse path in the direction of Harter Fell. Once reaching the summit of Harter Fell, we had a little bit of an explore, and started dropping down the ridge in the direction of Demming Crag. Once we summited Demming Crag, we dropped further down the ridge to Horsehow Crag, and then down to Peat Hill Tarn and the road at the top of the Hardknott Pass. Dropping down the road, we then turned off and head up to Hardknotts Roman Fort and then head back down to Jubilee Bridge.